Our what we do is because of what others want. How we are recognized is because if the others praise us, then we feel happy. If I get 1,000 likes on something, that makes me happy. Why? I have not written this book to make money. Offline, I can tell you that if every person buys a book, I may be able to afford the royalty which I get. I may be able to afford a good cup of tea, not in chayos, huh? But chayos will go higher. But I have written this book to help others discover themselves.
Hello everyone. Welcome in the third episode of the 21-minute Pharma Edge powered by Game of Pharma. And today we have with us a very special guest, Dr. Vikram A. Munshi, sir. Sir has 25 plus years of experience in pharma sales and marketing, worked with companies like GSK and Bexy, and now he is founder of WhiteSpace Consulting and Capability and author of a perfect self-transformational book, Find Your Whitespace. Welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you, Lokesh. Pleasure to be here, hosted by Game of Pharma, and a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for having me over.
Sir, like too much things like recently, like you recognized as a in the healthcare consulting leader in by economics time, right? Like there, when you see in the past, there's lot of experience, lot of things. How you see those things, like because you wrote this book for the self transformation also. When you see in your past, how was this experience? You can just tell our audience.
I think fundamentally, recognition aside, yes, one does feel good when one gets recognized. I'm not a person who'll say when industry recognizes you or the awards come, I say, oh, koi farak nahi padta. Nahi, farak padta hai, acha lagta hai. It's nice to get those awards. But that said, I think there is a bigger award. The bigger award is, which I see, one of the lessons in life, which is that uh, life is never linear. There are ups and downs, there are some U-turns, and I think that is the joy of life, because if you know that it's going to be a straight road, then it tends to get boring, right? So I think the if I look back on my 25 years of experience, I have always tried to I've never planned my career. I have never, like, I've planned my business, so when I'm talking, but I've never planned career कि 3 साल में ये करना है, 4 साल में ये करना है. I'm not saying I work without a plan. But the miles, it was more about not being destination focused, but more about enjoying the journey and experience. And somewhere where I feel that when we become too destination focused, we forget to enjoy the journey. And life's learning happens if only if you enjoy the journey, if you're aware of the journey. So that's how it has been. So I think I'm blessed that till now, yes, I have enjoyed my experience. I'm not saying every day is a wonderful day, I get charged and all that. There are days when I'm tearing my hair. There are days when I don't want to work. But yeah, that said, 25 years into 365 days, there are those off days.
Yeah.
There are those off. Yes.
So, sir, like I think for everyone, there is one keyword or one principle that rules his life. Okay. So for me, like I don't know, but till now, like the thankful is the keyword that uh ruled my life. I think for you, it's the white spaces because of the organization name where you are founder, like that you have built is also the white space. And then the book you wrote is also the white space. So how and when this keyword has become the significant for you and when you realize that, yeah, white space is something.
Okay. Thanks. Again, a wonderful question. So 2010, I quit Ranbaxy. And at that time, I was not planning to be an entrepreneur or something. It was just that I needed to take some time out, enroll myself into PhD, and get back. I come from a middle class Bengali family, so it's not that entrepreneurship is built into us. हम लोग को सिखाया जाता है कि अच्छे कंपनी में काम करो, अच्छा प्रोग्रेस करो, which is very good. So when I started in 2010, uh, I still kept myself as Vikram Munshi, independent consultant, and I planned that I will go back to the industry after 1 year. After I enroll myself to PhD, just settle myself, and then I'll go back to the industry. But and because it was a very difficult decision, because my kids were small, I was a single earning member at that time. So I didn't have a luxury of, a big nest egg of saving, which I could say now I can give back to society. No, I had to work. I needed to work. So when it was in after 1.5 years, when I started enjoying my work, that I started saying I enjoyed my work from day one as a consultant, but I said, my God, this is so good. And I was seeing as a consultant, what was it doing? I was not teaching. I was helping declutter and give a perspective. So, different perspective. All information and knowledge is within us, but we cannot see it because there's too much of clutter. If you declutter, everything is there. And that decluttering to me was white space. So that's why when I decided that I will now formalize my journey into consulting, I formed Whitespace. And I named it as Whitespace because there are two aspects to it. One is only if you declutter yourself, you get clarity. And when you work on that clarity, you transform your life. So Whitespace is like a blank canvas where you can actually paint the picture which you want your picture to be. So that's why white space. So it's been a part of my entire. It's no longer a name; it's a philosophy.
Sometimes like you don't know when universe gives you that philosophy. It's not the age. I think it's just that the universe gives you something and then you realize, yeah, this is something that I want. For that I
Yes,
am
yes,
here. Yeah. So
yes, yes.
seems like when I was reading the book and I was going through the some of the articles also about the book, I realized that like more it inclines towards the like self-awareness kind of stuff. And I think most of the audience of mine is the early professional and the students. In my college days also, every professor says ki I can't do anything for you. It's just that the self-awareness which inbuilt, and when you realize like it's inside you. Okay, so how did you like self awareness is also about the understanding your own strength and weaknesses also. So how did you understood your own strength and weaknesses like?
See, I don't know. I don't know whether my strengths and weaknesses, whether I've really understood them even now at this age, right? But I think one of the important things, and which I've covered in the book also, is that one has to get time to spend with yourself. Start by spending time with yourself. You know, so I'm very comfortable, and right from a day, day one, as far as I remember, I mean, this is before even social media came in, right? I used to spend at least an hour, hour and a half with myself. I didn't have those distractions. Today, even in the last 10 years, what we have seen social media erupt, and I've seen my own children are now, my elder daughter is in college, my elder one is in college. So I see a lot of distraction coming in. The constant social media, thing, uh, assignments are done on laptops, which means again there's a window of distraction. So we have to live with technology. I mean, white space, everything what we do, we have our own social media handles, we put up content, but 45 minutes to 1 hour, one should listen to oneself. I'm saying maybe it can be going for a walk, but not a walk with, listening to Spotify, or not a walk with, I have to burn so many calories. A walk, or maybe just sitting there without your mobile phone, without any stimulus, and just thinking and listening and maybe writing your thoughts. It is there. Learn to first listen to yourself. If Because the noise, which is when we start listening to others, we start actually doing what others want, and that doesn't resonate with us. Our What we do is because of what others want. What we How we are recognized is because if the others praise us, then we feel happy. If I get 1,000 likes on something, that makes me happy. Why? I have not written this book to make money. I mean, offline, I can tell you that if every person buys a book, I may be able to afford the royalty which I get. I may be able to afford a good cup of tea, not in chayos, huh? But Chaayos will go higher. But I have written this book to help others discover themselves. And it starts with listening to you and understanding what you want.
So same as you told, like with the purpose, like so in the book itself also, but like there is a like statement where you mentioned that aligning actions with the deep purpose, right? So like how did you discover your deep purpose? Okay, so I think the purpose also and the deep purpose also the different, if I'm not wrong. And
You're very right.
what, yeah, and what impact did like it had in your life? Because for now I think I know that what's my purpose. So till now I have also not realized my deep purpose, so I think this question is relevant for me also.
Wonderful. So I think let me first tell, even I have not found my deep purpose as yet. Okay, whatever, however you would define. Maybe the deep purpose comes of small steps of purposes. As you progress on the journey, it's a journey of discovery, right? So, speaking about myself, when I was, as I said, my last assignment was in Ranbaxy, was at a senior level in Ranbaxy, and when I quit, uh, I got to spend time with myself. And when I reflected on what I had done, I realized that fundamentally, right from my first assignment in as an employee, my I think what made me happy was when I could help others, when I could transform others, when I could guide others, not teach, guide, guide them to success. That was always more important to me than my own success. So that realization came into me after I became into concept. When I was reflecting on my life and said, what were those moments which made me happy? What are those patterns which are there? Which is why I was never a very good boss manager, you know, managing
Yeah.
my boss, because I was not good at it. I was just blessed that 90% of my bosses were excellent leaders. So I got that freedom to, I had the support. So I could focus on my team. I could focus on people. And that, I think, is my deeper purpose, that how do I help? I know it sounds so cliched, right? How do I help others? But yes, there is one qualifier, because time is limited, Lokesh. You know, Yogesh, you know that, right? Time is very limited.
Right.
And whom you can't help everyone. So whom should you help? Only those people who are willing to transform themselves. Otherwise, there is no point of wasting your time.
Right.
So that is very critical. So I think what you are doing when you have found your purpose, don't get too bogged down. What is my deep purpose? Just work towards your purpose. Your purpose will change. Mind you, it will change. Don't get flabbergasted. Oh my God, ये तो पहले नहीं था, अब कैसे आ गया? But move on. And in this purpose, reflect on yourself. What are those moments which make you very happy? And what are the moments which don't make you so happy? And what are the moments which irritate you? And you will slowly, as you reflect in the next 3 4, you will find that you it'll emerge.
So same, sir, for this on this white space thing, okay. Uh, like in the book also oh, you like mention some of the practical advices to explore your white space, okay, to find your own white space. So for our audience, you can just tell one or two key principles from that someone can explore their own white space.
Okay. So I think one principle which I told you was that about uh, spending time with yourself, undistracted time consistently. That is one principle. In the book, I have told what worked for me. I shared with you that my thing is going for a walk. So it helps because time is limited. I need to burn certain calories. I need to spend time. So I try to club both. Some people do meditation, which is fine. For me, meditation is fine, but time उतना ही है. So you can make out now that I am pretty healthy. So I need to work also and burn calories. This, which is why I can never work out at a gym, because gym is that straight focus. Either you're burning and you're watching TV. I don't want that similar. So find your own me time. What helps you the best, but minimum distraction. That's number one. Number two, uh, this is the era of shorts, right? People talk about shorts and all. If टिप से लाइफ ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं होता है, जुगाड़ से लाइफ ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं होता है, आपको कुछ भी करना हो, इफ यू आर वांटिंग टू ट्रांसफॉर्म योर लाइफ, यू हैव टू इन्वेस्ट your resource. What is your resource? There are the students have only two resources. Students or anyone, predominantly students. One is time. The second is money. Shortcuts नहीं है कोई transformation में. So the book of finding your white space is not a book about a magic wand and tathastu. It's not a vision boarding exercise. It's not think positive. No. Transforming your life is hard work. There are three ingredients which are required. How do you find those three ingredients? What are those ingredients that I've included in my book? So, yes, I've given you one tip. I've given the three ingredients. All the students who are watching, everybody who's watching, the book is available on Amazon for 250 rupees. I think 250, 265, whatever. Right? I'm not saying you read the book, you will get transformed. No. But it will sensitize you. That is only the starting point. If we are not willing to invest even 1.5 hours on reading, then tips से life transform नहीं होता है. Then that is a thing of short.
Right, sir. I think when I was entering into the corporate, okay, so I was also thinking about my basic purpose to become the uh, head of marketing, VP director of some company, okay, and then student realized कि यार इतने का package तो होना ही चाहिए. That is my basic requirement. Then I entered into the organization. Yeah, I want the promotion and all the thing. The basic purpose was that, okay, no, not the deep purpose. The basic purpose was that. Then
Yeah.
after like I am the marketer, okay, so as a digital marketing also the some project. Later the things was changing. Later the product of the company become that close to my heart, and now the purpose is changing. Now I want कि organic से इतनी growth होनी चाहिए. It's not something that my company is telling me कि ये आपका गोल है, बट वो प्रोडक्ट ही इतना वो कहते हैं ना एट लाइक यू वर्क एज अ हेड ऑफ मार्केटिंग, यू आल्सो थिंक्स, यू आल्सो फेल्ट समटाइम फेल्ट कि यार ये तो बन गया, ये तो अब मेरे को इतनी ग्रोथ लानी है. द कंपनी दैट प्रोडक्ट बिकम योर बेसिक पर्पस एंड नाउ यू वांट, you have your own short goals. The company also not told you that that's not your KPI also, but now you wanted, you also as a grow, the company also do you want it to be grow. So things has changed. I think the basic purpose and change, and later when I enter into this parenting, the marriage kind of stuff, then also things will change. Then
Of course.
these things will change. Yeah.
Of course. And then, as you said, it's not, again, we're talking about ownership, right? What you mentioned was ownership. How do you own your task? My only thing is, in your ownership, in your contribution for everyone, don't get attached to a company or a person or something. Be loyal to your task. Be loyal to your core. और जो आप बोल रहे हो, ये इंक्रीमेंट, हाँ मैंने इतना पढ़ाई, आप लोग ने फीस नेगोशिएट की थी जब कॉलेज में गए थे? नहीं नेगोशिएट की थी ना, जो फीस देना पड़ा था. फर्स्ट 5 years of your life, these are the students who are watching, first 5 years of your life, don't look at the salary which you're getting. Don't make your decisions by package. देखो कहाँ लर्निंग है, कहाँ एनवायरनमेंट है, कहाँ वो, ये नहीं कि अच्छा 20% बढ़ जाएगा, 20 इधर, 25% ज्यादा, इधर 5,000 रुपए ज्यादा दे रहे हैं. यार दोज आर 99% of the decisions which people make are like that. But there are only 1% of the people who look at things very differently, and they are the leaders and success in their fields.
Right. Right, sir.
Don't become that 99%.
Agreed, sir. It was like really insightful discussion with you. I just we just want to conclude this podcast with some of the key advices or with some parting thoughts from you, sir. You can just tell some
इतना तो दे
parting
दिया है,
thoughts.
इतना तो दे दिया लोके but ठीक है. I think key parting thoughts is first is build your own canvas. uh, you know, start listening to yourself. I would definitely recommend that please, if possible, do read the book which I've written. So a lot of people, I would not say it's become a bestseller or something, but everybody who has read it, you can go to Amazon and see the reviews. They have been sensitized. Now that is just the first part. Be sensitized. उसके बाद क्या करना है? And there's a road map there. मैप दे देंगे, सब चीज दे देंगे, बट काम आपको करना है,
Right. Right,
right?
sir. Right. And also, same like you mentioned, I also read some of the articles and the reviews, okay, from Amazon. I can just say that people has really enjoyed the book, like your stories. At the same time, like it's been quite relatable for the readers also, and then self-transformatory. I think for everyone, like who is in the early professional, who is a leader, it doesn't matter when you realize your own
Correct, correct.
potential. It's just that you can transform anytime. So I think the book really recommended from my side also as a reader. And yeah, thank you so much for this podcast, sir. It's been a great session. It's been a great discussion with you, sir. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you for sharing your experiences. I loved hearing that. Thank you so much for having me. And over here, Lokesh, and thank you for Game of Pharma for hosting me. Pleasure to be here. Thank you so
Thank
much.
thank you.